Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Glad you all are here tonight. Thank you for inviting your followers and your friends. Hey. Hey, hey. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Where are some of you from? Hi. Hey. Ohio, Florida, welcome. Phoenix, Highland, Baltimore, welcome. So glad to have you here today, or tonight I should say. Like a hochi. I've heard of that before in Florida. Thank you for inviting your followers and friends. We're just going to give it a few moments. This is William McDowell. His song called Waiting. We're going to talk about waiting today. Brooklyn, welcome. God bless you all. Hi from Australia. Hi, Kim. Did you inbox me yet? I don't recall getting it. Just a few more moments. Ha. Okay, I'll tell you, okay? You're welcome, Kim. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It'll just be a moment. Welcome for all of the first timers. So glad you joined us on today. Hi from Wisconsin, Racine. Glad to have you today. Welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome from Scotland. Welcome. Hi from Tennessee. Hi from Boston. Hi from Bermuda. Columbia, South Carolina, welcome. Continue to invite your followers and your friends. North Carolina. Virginia. Thank you for inviting your followers and your friends. Greetings from Mexico. Hi, West Virginia. Thank you so much. Thank you. Continue to release the hearts. I mean, I do. My shirt does say love. And here's my cup. Welcome from Puerto Rico. Hi from Ethiopia. Show some titles. Yes, the book will be available in 2 days. And we are very excited about that. Well, we're going to get started. We're going to get started on today. For those of you who are new, my name is Mashani Allen, and I generally do Periscope on Sundays and on Thursdays. And on Thursdays, I do my Periscope to talk about my book, The Beauty of Holiness, A Practical Guide to Life, Relationships, and Inner Beauty. And this will actually be available officially on Saturday. I will be launching my book on Saturday, January the 30th, and you will be able to purchase it exclusively from my website, which is www.mashaniallen.com. There will be a button that you can push and go directly to my online store or the host of the online store and be able to purchase the book directly from the website. The cost of the book is $15. The book itself is 177 pages, so it's not a thin book. And I'm just going to talk about this a bit more since I have a lot of new people who are following me and give you a little more information about me and this book. So, people have been asking, what is the book? What is The Beauty of Holiness? So this is the best way for me to explain it. And I'm actually going to share some information from the book today that I haven't shared before. So The Beauty of Holiness, A Practical Guide to Life, Relationships, and Inner Beauty is really a book that takes you on a journey. For some of you who know, I'm a makeup artist. And the cosmetic line that I worked for previously, we really took skincare into consideration. Even though most times when people come to get their makeup done, they're more concerned about the color, we were concerned about the skin. So I took the concepts that I learned from being a makeup artist and learning about skincare, and that's how this book came about. What I teach is, or I help you to understand, is how to take care of your natural skin. And if I can teach you how to take care of your natural skin, I can teach you how to take care of your spiritual skin. Now, all skins, or there are 5 different skincare categories, and everyone falls into one of these categories. You're either dry, oily, combination, sensitive, or normal. And just like you're in those categories in the natural, I teach you that you have a spiritual skincare, or you fall into a spiritual skincare or a spiritual skin category as well. So you're either spiritually dry, spiritually sensitive, spiritually oily, spiritually combination, or spiritually normal. So after I help you assess what your skin type is, both naturally and spiritually, I then teach you how to take care of your skin. Both naturally and spiritually, you need a cleansing regimen. So we discussed the tools needed for both the natural and the spiritual so you can know how to take care of your skin. After that, I then put 10 women from the Bible in skincare categories so you can learn from their journeys. Now, in the natural, you can't change your skin type, but in the spirit, you can. So that is pretty much a nice summary of what the book is about. And throughout the book, I'm also a bard, I'm a poet, I'm a lyricist, so I write a lot of poetry. So I'm actually going to read one of the poems right now, and it's called Waiting, which is the song that I was just playing. So this book gives a lot of my personal testimony. It gives a lot of examples so you can learn, and for you to grow. It really is a journey because we live in a society that focuses more on the outside than the inside, when true beauty is from the inside out, not from the outside in. So those are some of the concepts that I share in this book as well. So let's talk about waiting. And I'm going to start by reading this poem that I wrote called Waiting. Time feels like it slips away. Another minute gone, another hour, another day, waiting. Dreams which seem distant begin to flood my mind, for you are the author and finisher. You redeem the time. waiting. Sometimes I feel like I'm moving forward, while other times I feel like I'm standing still. But I've submitted to the process, surrendering my soul, my mind, and my will, waiting. Watching others begin to soar, watching others begin to leap. But I feel like I'm going up a hill that is very, very steep, waiting. When the storms come to try and dim my light, when the enemy comes to steal my passion, my zeal, and my fight, waiting. For I know there is a people. I know there is a time. I know you have the answer. I know there is a sign, waiting. I remain in a state of readiness, a patient, enduring position. For your prepared place comes with much increase and acquisition, waiting. I await the fulfillment of promise. I expect dreams come true, for I will not be ashamed, for my waiting is for you, waiting. While I wait, I will worship. While I wait, I will praise. While I wait in this posture, I know I capture your gaze, waiting. For my wait isn't misery, it's purpose to be achieved. My waiting draws me closer to you. My heart longs for and cleaves, waiting. For you are downloading character and essential tools I will need. For you have much for me to do and many for me to feed, waiting. I smile and rest assured that my waiting is not in vain. For me to live is Christ and to die is gain, waiting. Waiting with great hope and expectation. Waiting with great joy and anticipation, waiting. So again, this is one of a good amount of poems that I wrote that are in my book, The Beauty of Holiness. And again, this book will be available as of Saturday on my website, www.mashaniallen.com. And the cost of the book is $15. So I wanted to talk more about waiting because some of you have heard that I've actually been working on this project since 2009. We are now in 2016. So I have been waiting. I have been waiting for this project, and I just really want to encourage people who have been working on something and you feel as though, or the enemy tries, or life or people try to come and say it should have happened by now. You're wasting your time. You should just give it up. No. It's called the process. Because we only get bits and pieces, we get glimpses of the will and the purpose that God has for our life. But a lot of times it's not us. There are other people that are involved to help our dreams fully manifest. And while I was thinking about this, I want to give you all this timeline just so you can have an idea that, the waiting isn't always on you. Sometimes it's because you need other people to be in place. Now, on my Facebook page, I have been recognizing an endorser of my book every single day. I have 5 people to endorse the book. And as you can see, the foreword was done by Jane Hammond. I also have an endorsement by Apostle John Eckhart, Chicago, Illinois, Crusaders Church. I have an endorsement from Steve Pemberton, who is the Vice President of Diversity for Walgreens. I have my pastor who I grew up with. He's been like my grandfather in Miami, Florida, Apostolic Bible Center. And I have my pastor here in California, Regency Christian Center International, Pastor Kathy Guerrero. So those are the 5 people that I had who helped to endorse this book. But I've mentioned their names, but I want you to hear the timeline of how and when they came into my life. So, Dr. Gilbert S. Smith, he knew me while I was in the womb. So, that was, I'm not going to tell my age. But he knew me before I was born. I started this book in 2009, and I didn't connect with Apostle John Eckhart and Crusaders Ministry until 2009. Okay? I met Steve Pemberton in 2013. So from 2009, that was one connection. In 2013, that's another connection. I met Dr. or Pastor Kathy Guerrero in 2013. That's another connection. I met Prophetess Jane Hammond in 2014. So clearly there's a distinct timeline that I had no control over, but all of them were a part of this book. So therefore, this book could not come before I met those individuals. And I share this to encourage many of you who have been working on something. A lot of times it's not that you're out of order. It's about his timeline, which many times we can't see. Okay. So I was looking up some quotes on waiting, because I had someone share with me when I was in Chicago back in 2010. She said, it's not that you wait, it's how you wait. It's not that you wait. All of us are waiting for something, but how are you waiting? Are you waiting with frustration? Are you waiting with aggravation? Are you waiting like ready to explode and so angry with people? Or have you found a peace in your waiting? Have you found a joy in your waiting? Have you found an excitement in your waiting? Have you found a pace in your waiting? It's not that you wait, it's how you wait. And I looked up some more quotes, because this isn't going to be a long scope at all. I looked up some more quotes that I thought would be interesting when it comes to waiting. And A.W. Tozer says this: God never hurries. There are no deadlines against which he must work. Only to know this is to quiet our spirit and relax our nerves. I thought that was a good one. God doesn't have deadlines. He doesn't. But we a lot of times allow society, we allow family, we allow friends, we allow life to give us deadlines. But he doesn't have deadlines. And if he says it's not time, it's not time. And when it is time, it is time. So don't put an added pressure, don't put an added weight, don't put an added barrier on yourself that you can't control. If people ask you, when is this going to happen? You can say, I'm waiting on God. But waiting does not mean that you're not doing anything. Waiting does not mean you're just sitting there. Waiting means you're working towards the very thing that you know you're supposed to do, waiting for his influence, waiting for his instruction, waiting for his direction, and waiting for his connections. But you do need to be working. You can't wait in silence, and you can't wait with no momentum. There definitely does need to be momentum, because that timeline that I gave you between 2009 and 2014, I was actively working on this project. And this project went through a lot of changes, because there's a level of excellence that was necessary and meaningful and needful, I should say, when in releasing this project. So sometimes you have to wait for him to position you. But the other thing about this book, I was being processed while writing this book. I think one problem that we've had, if we have people sharing information, we have people talking about topics that they haven't fully been processed in themselves. I'm not saying that you have to be perfect, but if you're going to release something to the world, your life needs to line up with what you're releasing. And I had to be processed to become the model, the prototype, and the voice to speak on the beauty of holiness. I had to be processed from the inside out to help other people understand the process of being processed. It's not something that happens immediately. In actuality, this book, if more than anything, is about sanctification. You get saved, but you still need to be sanctified. You get saved, but you still need to be purified. You get saved, but you still need to be cleansed seriously from the inside out. You need mindsets broken off of you. You need thought processes replaced. You need ideas. Some of them just need to be totally overhauled and revamped. You need a greater purpose of destiny. Destiny comes once you get sanctified and once you get purified. Your vision for your life gets larger, but all of that is a process. All of that is a process, and I'm still being processed. Just because the book isn't out, just because the book is out doesn't mean my process is ended. If anything, it's intensified. But now I have grown and I've matured enough to where I can share this concept, this thought, this idea, and this, what God wants released at this time, with a level of authority, because I've gone through this and I'm still going through this. I say, when I pray, I willingly step onto that potter's wheel. I willingly allow him to mold me, to make me, to shape me, to transform me. I mean, this is going to happen till we get to heaven. It never stops. There's always something that he's working on the inside of us. There's always something that he's trying to perfect in and through us. It never stops. But the point is how you allow him to work on you. Are you running? Is he constantly dragging you? Are you saying, God, I'm here. I'm a willing vessel. I submit. I yield. Posture is everything, not on the outside, but in the inside. What's the posture of your heart? What's the posture of your emotions? What's the posture of your will? What's the posture of your mindset? Are you closed off or are you open to him? These are the types of things that I help you to understand on this journey, because this is a journey. A lot of our concepts about beauty, some of us didn't have the right influences. Some of us have never been told we were beautiful. Some of us have been told we were beautiful. We will be beautiful if. Where is if? So I help us all to be able to look in a mirror that is deeper. Ooh. Let me read that poem. Ooh. This one is deep and personal. But this one, I wrote this one in 2015. Yeah, I just wrote this one last year. And this one is it's called The Mirror. And as you can see, the front of the book, it's a picture of a mirror, but there's a heart beaming out of the mirror. Okay. And this is the last poem that I'm going to read, because after this, y'all just have to get the book to get the rest of them. But this poem just, okay. The mirror. I had a seat in front of a mirror, but didn't like what I see. For it wasn't a reflection of the outer, but my inner me. Although my nails were polished and not a hair was out of place, the reflection went past the beaming eyes and the smile on my face. This mirror's reflection was quite painful to see, for as much as I worked and worked, there was still more to be worked out of me. Things I thought I conquered, fears I thought I faced, were looking back at me like I was just beginning my race. those voices once silent began to scream loud, and they were no longer the voice of one, but grew into a crowd, each one prancing by gloating on what they'd done, since they were a reflection of a battle that I thought I'd won. First came fear, and not far behind was pride. Then, like two twins, a reflection of envy and jealousy standing side by side. Oh, what a reflection. What a sad sight to see, that my enemies weren't on the outside, but reflecting from inside of me. But there was also a reflection that boldly stood in place. It was the Holy Spirit shining forth mercy and grace. As I shifted my gaze and began to focus on him, the crowd became silent and the images were dim. I acknowledged to him my issues, which flowed out of my heart. In the midst of my confession, the crowd had no choice but to part. For the glory of the Lord began to flood each and every space where the enemy tried to deter me and kick me out of the race. Out bitterness, out unforgiveness. I see you hurt trying to hide. Out shame, out anger. You can no longer abide. They were evicted by his power. They were kicked out to return no more. For he is now the guard that sits at my heart's door. I'm sitting in front of a mirror, and all I want to see is the heart of my Savior Jesus reflecting back at me. I see people saying they have goosebumps. Oh, I see people saying they have goosebumps. Sorry, I just got a very important inbox. Yeah, that's a poem that I just woke up and I just started writing that. And I think, this is really a season and an hour where we have to look inside. We really have to deal with what's been going on the inside. The outside can be so polished and still you're so broken. The outside can be so polished, but still you're so wounded. The outside can be so polished, but still you're so confused. The outside can be so polished, but you can be crying and no one sees the tears. So this book helps us. And I say us, because again, I wrote it, but I was processed through it. This book helps us deal with the inside. The inside, because true beauty is from the inside out. So, what I would like to do, I know that I've already sold 25 books and the book isn't even out yet. I've got orders coming in from all over, from Florida, from Chicago, from Detroit. And I have a shipment of 250 books coming. They'll be here in California on tomorrow or Friday. So what I would like to do is, if you all, first of all, before I do that, for those of you who aren't connected with me, you can connect with me on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, Mashani Allen Author. You can connect with me there. You can connect with me on Twitter, Instagram, all of the social media. If you look up Mashani Allen, you can find me there. But I also, as a treat tonight, there's 65 of you right now it's showing on Periscope. If you go to my website, www.mashaniallen.com, there's an envelope on the website where you can click to send me a message. The first 25 people to send me a message with their name and their address and their email address, I will send you an invoice to pay for the book and shipping, but I will provide you with an autographed signed copy with some words of inspiration. So if you want to go to my website, www.mashaniallen.com, the first 25 people who send me a message, I will email you with the PayPal link to pay for the book and shipping, but I will personally ship you the book signed with an encouragement. So that's my scope. I will actually be on Periscope on Saturday. That's when the launch will take place of the book. It's going to be in Beverly Hills, California. You know, we do it big. And just looking forward to rejoicing this time, rejoicing in this moment with family and friends and those who've been supportive. So again, I will be on Periscope on Saturday. I might actually scope when I go to the post office and pick up 250 copies, because somebody might have to pick me up off the floor, because that's just going to be an amazing moment. So hi Tina. So the scope, I'll probably log on probably about 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, between 6:15 and 6:30 is when I'll probably log on and allow everyone to see the festivities and the celebration of the beauty of holiness coming to life. I pray that those poems, I see I lost some followers. I guess they went to the website. I pray that the poems blessed you, that they encouraged you, and that you will join me on this journey on January 30th. Be blessed.